and welcome to a special edition of Listen with Jenny. Actually no, just kidding with you. Just thought we'd do a little video and we're going to go through some of the models that I keep in a nice display case in my lounge. And a lot of these are special commission models, a lot of rarities in here. Whilst out in the shed I tend to model the BR Blue period from sort of late 70s, early 80s, that kind of thing. When it comes to buying models for sitting in display cabinets, I do tend to have rather exotic tastes, and pre-grouping stuff really is something that pushes my buttons. But this is where in my collection you'll see a lot of the steam locomotives like you can see behind me. So let's have a look at some of these and see what I got. Well, starting in the top left, we've got 4 Class 8 shunters. Well, actually, whilst it's the Bachmann Class 8 shunter, this dark blue and red one in the livery of the Longmoor Military Railway, I believe is actually, I can never remember whether it's a Class 10 or a Class 11, but it's the LMS built version that the Class 8 was based upon. But these other models, we've got the one of the very early Bachmann Collectors Club Class 8s in the faded weathered blue. Got another Bachmann Collectors Club special edition. This is the an up-to-date model actually. I don't tend to do post-privatisation, but this model was an exception, especially when I got it cheap at a model railway exhibition. And it's in a Port of Felixstowe livery. It's still in use at the Port of Felixstowe as one of, I think there's 2 shunters there. And then finally at the end we've got a local machine, and this is Starlet. This is one of the Class 8s allocated to Red Bank sidings for express parcels work. So it would probably have been seen around Manchester Victoria, perhaps even Manchester Piccadilly, certainly in the Manchester area. And then as we move over to this side, we've got 4 of the Class 3F Ginties. This is a limited edition from Transport Models up in Preston, and it's actually a model of the Preston Station Pilot, as was in the 1960s. We've then got 2 commissions here from Cheltenham Model Centre. We've got one in the Somerset and Dorset Joint Railway. Number 24, they released, but I say they, Bachmann released as a general release number 23, but this is the actual Cheltenham Model Centre Special Edition. And this one here in sort of a pseudo Midland Railway maroon. This is as painted by, I think, the LMS. And then at the end we've got, in an industrial livery, this is a locomotive, or a model of a locomotive that was sold out of BR service and used at a, I think it was a coal concentration depot somewhere near Wakefield. I'm just pulling these facts out of the top of my head, so they may be completely inaccurate, so who cares. We've got another lovely locomotive here. This is the 4F that Bachmann produced this version for the Collectors Club in the Somerset and Dorset Joint Railway livery. I think it was one of the fastest selling special edition locomotives ever. It sold out in pretty much, if not a couple of days, then maybe even a day. Next to it we've got 3 locomotives from the National Railway Museum. We've got Butler Henderson, Director Class in Great Central livery. Then we've got the Midland Compound, number 1000. And then quite noticeable the difference between these 2 Great Central locomotives, the shade of the green. This is the Robinson 8K, also known as the 04 by the L&ER. And we also have another special edition of that. We look down here, we're jumping ahead of ourselves. This is the same class of locomotive, but produced for Hattons in a weathered livery, sporting the shed code for what was a local shed to the Hattons shop. Talking of Hattons, above here we've got 2 special commissions from Hattons. These are from Heljan, a Danish manufacturer. We've got the Class 14 in a fictitious load haul livery. I'm quite a sucker for things with tops numbers on, and this livery was just really eye-catching, something a little bit different from your standard greens and blues, which is why I went for this. And then of course the Class 28 Metropolitan Vickers Cobo. The model of these locomotives, the original Hornby 00 model from the 60s, is actually synonymous with Hattons, because Norman Hatton bought up pretty much all of the remaining stocks in the 60s and was still selling them brand new right through to the early 1980s. So when they were looking for a class of diesel to commission as a special commission for them, really the Class 28 was quite an iconic choice for the Liverpool-based retailer. Now let's look at some of these others. We've also got the Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway radial tank. Again, this sold out incredibly quickly. Another National Railway Museum commission. And as I said before, a real sucker for the pre-grouping livery. And it's one of two locomotives that I own in Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway livery. If we look down to the bottom there, I've got this Dapol pug in a Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway livery. I believe number 19 still exists, but is one of the class that was sold out of service by the LMS, so it never actually ended up in BR service. But this one wasn't a special release as far as I'm aware, but it is getting quite hard to find. Another locomotive that wasn't a special release, but nonetheless has probably become one of the rarest locomotives, or certainly the most sought after locomotives in this entire display case, is the Wainwright C class here, in the very, very pretty lined out South Eastern and Chatham Railway livery. These again sold out remarkably quickly. I was quite lucky to be bought this one for as a Christmas present, and now I've seen them changing hands on places like eBay for stupid amounts of money, to be perfectly honest, for a locomotive that only 16 months ago you could pick up for £65 brand new from retailers. Now there are some locomotives in here which are just general run-of-the-mill locomotives, nothing really special about them except they just look pretty and I like them, and probably they were on sale as well at the right price. So we've got Hong Kong here, Jubilee class. We've got the Hornby L1 as well. I don't own many Hornby locomotives. I tend to go more for the Bachmann, but this locomotive in this particular livery, just something about it really caught my eye. So it's one locomotive that I really do like it a lot. I'm not really sure why. We've got obviously the obligatory A4. I think everybody's got an A4 in their collection. Another one of the pugs. But we'll go down to the next row. We've got Class 20. This was I think this was produced for the London Toy Fair many, many years ago, but it was then subsequently sold through the Bachmann Collectors Club. And it's one of the two Class 20s in Waterman Railways livery. These were locomotives that Pete Waterman, who you may remember from the Stock Aitken and Waterman era of pop nastiness. Actually, no, that's not entirely fair. There was some good stuff came out of that production line. Anyway, well, as you can see, there's loads more locomotives in here, but when I get talking, it's jabber, jabber, jabber all the way. So, well, maybe we'll revisit some of the other locomotives in another video. Anyway, don't forget to like this video if you liked it. Share this video if you think there's somebody else who really needs to see some of this. And don't forget also, most important of all, subscribe to the channel and you'll be the first to see new videos as they get uploaded to YouTube. And look back through our back catalogue. We've got one heck of a lot of videos there now, but we cover a whole manner of different topics, from model railway building, just watching those trains going by as well, but also record collecting and my work as a book writer and author. Anyway, you take very good care of yourself, and I'll see you next time. This is me, Jenny Kirk, saying bye for now.